are starting to see some great games come back to the Mac, but this is one of the coolest I've ever seen. This game is going to ship early next year from Bungie, and this is the first time anybody has ever seen it. It's the first time they've debuted it. And so I'm very happy to welcome on the stage Jason Jones, who is the co-founder of Bungie and the Halo project lead. Halo is the name of this game, and we're going to see, for the first time, Halo. Welcome, Jason.
Thanks, Steve. Yep. Everything you're about to see is being rendered in real time on a Macintosh using OpenGL.
Macworld 1999. Steve Jobs, the previous CEO of Apple, reveals this strange little game exclusively for the Mac. The company called Bungie originated from Chicago. They were small but moderately known for their success from games such as Myth and Marathon, with a few 100,000 sales at their wing. So they're making a good name for themselves. Jason Jones, the aforementioned co-lead at Bungie, took the stage and unveiled Halo.
When you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
I've taken a breather school.
Launch an entertainment.
You know, dozens of grown men and probably about 3 women have crawled out of their parents' basements tonight to be first in line to buy the new video game Halo 2.
People were amazed. Articles were made, word was spread. The initial reveal already had cheering and apparently some standing ovations, according to the sources I found. The fans, they were already fans. Halo hadn't even come out and they were fans. They could not wait for this game. Fast forward to November 15th, 2001. Halo Combat Evolved released on the Xbox, Microsoft's new console made to directly compete with Sony's PlayStation 2, which was just blowing up in sales and popularity.
The best entertainment system to hit the world. It's going to be great.
It's the next evolution of PlayStation, and they're doing it right from the beginning. Backward compatibility, allowing you to play the old games.
Halo Combat Evolved sold massively, like around 1 million sales in the first 5 months. Halo was everything in 2001. It was innovative, it was fresh, it was cool, it was quirky, it was funny, it was scary. It was everywhere. Halo was the first-person shooter on a console where you could actually aim using the 2 analog sticks on your controller. The stepping stones of most console games going forwards. Console shooters were basically just like a PC thing. They weren't really a console thing, and they were pretty bad if they were on consoles. The game also had revolutionary AI in its campaign. Along with impressive physics, graphics, and just general quality for the time. It was just so innovative that it literally influenced most of the gaming culture and shooters that we see today. On the multiplayer side of things, people just absolutely flooded to Halo Combat Evolved's multiplayer. The game allowed for LAN parties, which if you don't know, is essentially where you can hook up a couple Xboxes together and you can play with each other in person. But if you only had one Xbox and you had other friends, you can all just play it on the same Xbox, obviously, and hook up more controllers, which is split screen co-op. Now, if you're a newer Halo fan, you might not know what that is. I'm sure you at least know what split screen is, but this was huge. This was like, you could all be together, you could be on the same Xbox. From what I've seen, it's a blast. The multiplayer erupted in popularity, with the gameplay being super fun and smooth and social. Halo was designed to be a party game, as a matter of fact. The devs have like said it. I don't have a source for that, but I just know that they said it. Again, Halo CE was massive. It was pretty massive. Halo smashed records and generally just gained a name for itself. And since the game sold so well, Microsoft wanted more. Halo 2, one of the most beloved games of all time. You've all seen the glorious Halo 2 midnight release clips. You've all experienced the masterclass of a campaign. Those midnight release clips, like, I have never felt more like I have missed out, like FOMO. What is that word? Hold on. Anemoia. Anemoia, that's the word, anemoia. It's like a word, nostalgia for something you weren't alive for. Me personally, I have an anemoia or whatever from seeing those midnight release clips from Halo 2 or Halo Reach, whatever. Like that footage of like Times Square was absolutely insane. The game was another smash hit from Bungie, with around 2.4 million copies sold in the first 24 hours. The campaign at the time was controversial for the inclusion of the Arbiter and like playable elites, and most importantly, the cliffhanger ending. But in the modern era, the story is considered to be the best campaign in the franchise.
Putting aside our sorrow, we renewed our faith in the prophecy that
Smokin' hot gameplay would be found in Halo 2. Besides the rushed game development and downright atrocious crunch Bungie went through to produce the game, the multiplayer was another masterpiece of gaming memorabilia. However, with the addition of Xbox Live, you can now play with friends anywhere with a small subscription. Xbox Live sold massively along with Halo 2, and Halo 2 will go down in history as one of the greatest games of all time. The franchise was exploding with things like Red vs. Blue and just all sorts of other fan content. Bungie was super open with their Vidocs, showcasing how they made their games and just the production of Halo. I think the Actman once said that it was like a company or a dev team that you could put a face to. I think it's really cool that they were just open and they showed us their design process and how they made those games. I could watch those Vidocs all day. They're just so entertaining. Basically what I'm trying to say is I cannot implement enough how huge Halo was for the gaming pool in the early 2000s or 2004, whenever it came out. The social aspects featured in the Bungie games are unparalleled. Absolutely unparalleled to today's games, where it's kind of way less social and you kind of have maybe a strict friend group. I'll get more into that later. Oh boy, Halo 3, where to begin? Halo 3 with an astronomical ad campaign.
They put the Master Chief in the show.
Mountain Dew, the Burger King. Dude, the game sold 170 million in the first 24 hours, absolutely smashing Halo 2 out of the park. People launched the campaign, and they were blown away, breaking Benjamin style. The epicness, the finale, the Warthog run, fighting with the Flood, fighting with the Covenant, the arc, the story, the music, the feelings, and the ending. Epic is really the word of the day when talking about Halo 3's campaign. I'm not here to review Halo 3 though, I'm not here to be the act man. Frankly, I'm sure you're wanting to hear why I think Halo shouldn't die, so I'll try and speed things up. After the success of Halo 3, the trilogy was solidified as one of the greatest in gaming histories. There are so few gaming trilogies that are rated as high as the original Halo trilogy. Because of their success, Microsoft commissioned 2 more games before Bungie decided to split from Microsoft. So Halo 3 was made to mostly good reception. I think people were a little bit upset that it's like a $60 game and it was kind of just a short campaign and firefight. This wasn't bad at all. It is really great, like noir vibes, music, like storytelling. It's really good. It just was like a little bit overpriced at the time, I think, is what made people upset. But then Halo Reach. Easily one of the most controversial, but also one of the best Halo games to date. The whole point of what I'm trying to implement is that the Bungie games that were made are one of a kind. You've seen all the clips, right? All those funny game modes, the goofy clips, red versus blue, or if you were lucky enough to just have that experience in your memories, like you experienced Halo at that time when you were younger. I think that is, you don't know how lucky you are to have that. I'm sure the memories that some of you guys have from the older Halo days are easily considered like golden era or nostalgic. And this is kind of what I'm trying to get at. Some people think that the reason Halo should die is because it's just over. Because when they were young and they lacked responsibility and you were just a kid, you could just log on after school and goof off with your friends before going to bed and doing it the next day. Now, people have grown up, they have jobs.
Go work your cringe 9 to 5. I'll be gaming.
They have responsibilities, they have families, and they might not have much time to play games. And if they do, what is gaming filled with nowadays? Let's look at Call of Duty Black Ops 7. It's unoriginal, it's bland, it's probably filled with microtransactions, it's just attention seeking, like FOMO slop. I mean, it's all I've seen from Black Ops 7. I tried the beta. It was just, all it made me want to do was play Black Ops 3. There's nothing new about it. It's looked exactly like the previous Call of Duty games for the last 4 years. Now, I personally believe that people want to go back to a time when games were designed to be fun.
Welcome to Halo Reach, a game so old it was actually designed to be fun.
They made this game by just saying this in the boardroom. We need a good game. Okay, so let's just take R6 Extraction and do none of that. Halo Reach.
When they were serious, but not too serious. And what I mean by that is, take Call of Duty for example. Older Call of Duties, let's look at Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2 from 2007, 2009. right? I've just played them recently. They were just so action-packed, and they had so many cool set pieces and moments and memorable things, right? They were militaristic, but like nukes were still going off, and there were still tons of crazy action set pieces. I mean, you think of Modern Warfare 2, right? That your first mission with Soap, you're literally on a snowmobile going like Mach Jesus down a snow hill. Like, it's super awesome. Or I think in Modern Warfare 1, right? You're in that helicopter, you're playing as oh my god, I forgot his name. It's, you know, just the player character. But you're in a helicopter and the nuke goes off, right? Like, that's not that realistic, at least in today's world. I sure hope it's not realistic. What I'm trying to get at here is, like, COD used to look tactical, right? Even if it's, like, it's not accurate to real life. I mean, I don't think anyone expects it to be. With the old Modern Warfare games, right? Let's look at the multiplayer, because this is basically what I'm trying to get at. You're in the game and you're playing as the Rangers in Modern Warfare 2, or you're playing as, I don't know, the like Russians. I forget what they're called. But like, you're just playing as a military guy. Like in newer Call of Duties, you're like, I don't want to play a tactical shooter game and I'm shooting at Beavis and Butthead.
Get me some nachos. Okay, would you like some fries to go with that? Did I ask for fries? Dumbass.
Or Nicki Minaj.
Get out right now! Rangers, lead the way! Move!
That is not Call of Duty to me. Just me personally. I think that fans want to go back to when you were just playing as a regular military guy. Let's look at Battlefield 6. I think that is one of the reasons that Battlefield 6 is doing so well, is because they're just sticking to what made it good in the first place. And Battlefield 6, I think, is like a wake-up call to Halo. Like, hey, you need to go back to what you were doing, the things that you did well, and then innovate and make something new. Military dudes, not Beavis and Butthead, not Nicki Minaj. Let's look at the social features now. People want to go back to a time where they could scream at one another through lobby chat, call each other names, send Xbox messages, right? What's that one where he's like, I'd say your aim is cancer, but cancer actually kills people. Like, that's funny, right? I think there's tons of articles and you can research about it, but there's tons of statements where certain games and devs and maybe even Microsoft and PlayStation, right? They're trying to quiet down the trash talking. They want to put a limit on it. Now, Call of Duty, I'll give it props. It still has that lobby chat that I'm sure is kind of similar to that old Xbox Live, like trash talking. But a lot of games, they just don't have like open mic because they're worried that you're gonna hurt people's feelings. You even load up a game, right? And they give you like an agreement, like, I will not say mean words. I will not be mean to people online, right? And like, I get it, but there was an element of comedy in that. Like, people weren't actually at each other's throats. They were just like,
listen to you, you fat fucking redneck sitting in front of your goddamn Kinect mic with your nuts hanging out of one side of your shorts. Shut the fuck up!
You could load up a custom game of Halo Reach BTB. You could grind for a while. You could unlock some cosmetics. You could yell at your buddies. Or you're in Halo 3 and you could play Griffball. And you're just laughing. What I like about older Halo is you had a motivation to play. You had a goal. It's been said before, but in Halo Infinite, when you load up a game and you finish it, it doesn't immediately queue you up for another match. Recently, from playing Modern Warfare 2, I noticed that when I loaded up the multiplayer, the match is done. You stay in that lobby. You stay with those enemies. You stay with your teammates. Now, you can leave it, but they queue you up for another match. And I think that split-second decision in Halo Infinite, where you think, should I do one more, is exactly what kills it. I can load up a game, but then I'm like, when I'm just put back into the lobby, I'm like, do I want to play another one? I think that split-second, almost subconscious decision is something Halo Infinite lacks massively. To dive further into Halo Infinite really quick, I like what they're going for now. They have content, they have cosmetics, You can grind a lot of it for free, like Halo Reach. It's not the same thing, but you can grind it for free. I think they don't have FOMO, like their battle passes. You can buy them all. They don't go away. I think Halo Infinite right now just kind of lacks social features and obviously a player base. Halo Infinite now has, if you didn't know, it has working theater, Forge, custom games, campaign co-op, but everyone has left, and the failure of Halo Infinite was due to it just not having these features at launch and continuing to lack the social features that were present over 20 years ago in Halo Combat Evolved or something. The lack of party chat and game chat, whatever you want to call it. Fun fact, game chat is turned off by default in Halo Infinite. You might not have even known that Halo Infinite has a party chat, but it does. There's also no option to stay with the team you just played, or the same enemies.
And there is no Queen of England.
This is what I was talking about with Modern Warfare 2, right? You finish a game, you go to the lobby, but you're still with the same enemies. Like, I mean, what I mean by that is every match could be the foundation of a relationship. And I know that sounds kind of corny, but just hear me out. Be honest with me. If you were alive to play Halo or Call of Duty, whatever, during the early 2000s, right? You made friends from multiplayer. Just, you did. There's, maybe some of you didn't. I apologize. But most of you did, right? That option to keep matching up with XX caught whacking 69XX whatever goofy Xbox name was what made Halo a multiplayer party game. Like, oh, what's that? Fat girl 420 sniped you? Like, you can get your insult ready for the post-Carnage game report and you can just let words fly, right? And everyone can hear you. And maybe you'd start laughing, and maybe you'd send a friend request, and maybe it goes on, and maybe now you have buddies. I think these social features are what the next Halo needs to succeed. It needs to go back to being a party game. It needs to go back to being social.
Kill me or release me, parasite. But do not waste my time with talk. There is much talk, and I have listened through rock and metal and time.
Here's why I'm making this video. I'm 16. I've been gaming since around 2011 to 2013. I grew up with a PlayStation 3, been playing Lego games, Minecraft, Skylanders with my friends and family. Now, I love my parents, obviously, but I wasn't allowed to play games like Halo or Call of Duty, and I'm not mad at them for that. I asked them why, and they gave me a fair answer, but I definitely missed out. Here's why this is important to me. Before I moved out of the house I grew up in, I was at a buddy's house, and he took me through MCC, and I played what was maybe 3 minutes of Sierra 117 in Halo 3. Like, I didn't even get to the part where that brute is like strangling a Marine on a tree. I didn't play any of it. I played like 3 seconds of it. He was so close to showing me like Halo, and I just had to leave. Like, I just couldn't stay. I just had to go home. For the following years after that, I was maybe 10, 12 at the time. I was just curious about it because I didn't really know Halo. Just curious. So I watched Halo cutscenes on YouTube, specifically like Halo 4, 5. I think I watched the cutscenes of definitely Spartan Ops and Halo Wars 2. And then the Halo 2 anniversary cutscenes because, dude, Blur Studios, they cooked with those. Essentially what I'm saying is I was that Squidward meme. Like, I'm just looking at it from a distance. I was being a Halo fan from a distance. Everyone else got to play it. I was at a distance. During the 3rd grade, I was allowed to play my first shooter game, Fortnite. For me, like, that was my Halo, nostalgia-wise. Like, the friends, the game, the memories. I'm sure you've seen, like, Fortnite nostalgia videos on, like, TikTok or Instagram, whatever, like, Chapter 1, all that great stuff. But during my time in school, I actually made a Halo friend purely off of... This sounds so funny if you really think about it. I want you to think about every single 343 cutscene. I made a Halo friend purely off of my knowledge of the game from those cutscenes. I loved talking about it, but I still had no concept of any of the Bungie games. I made a friend purely off of talking about Locke,
armor restraint,
and the Prometheans, and Julim Dama. Oh, man. Fast forward to early 2021, I discovered a YouTuber called Zanny. I'm sure you know him, through his Destiny 2 content. I'll go more in depth about Destiny 2 or like my time with watching Zanny in a potential future video, but essentially, I just started watching him a lot, very, very closely until November 24th, 2021. This is the day he released his first Halo Infinite video. And I watched it, and I rewatched it, and I've rewatched it like 100 times since, because I absolutely love those videos. I just could not get enough. I found a second channel, and I watched more of his Halo videos, and I just kind of kept watching everything he made. And there was a moment where I discovered Halo Reach. I found his Halo Reach videos, I found other Halo Reach videos. Point being, I had enough knowledge of Halo that I was like, I want to play this. I want to play this so badly. I wanted to play Halo now, like, more than ever. I was missing Halo Infinite live. Like, it was happening, and I wasn't there. I was again, the Squidward meme. I was just watching it from a distance versus watching, like, the cutscenes from the past. Like, this was happening, and I was missing. It is, like, it's FOMO. It's FOMO. Finally, in late 2023, one of my old friends, he let me borrow his Xbox One for a little bit. Now keep in mind, I've said this before already, I cannot stress this enough. I've been waiting to experience Halo for like half of my life. And apparently, like, my dad played Combat Evolved in 2001, like the multiplayer. I was so jealous. Like, he had more Halo experience than I did. Finally, though, I had that Xbox One, I installed Halo Infinite, and I booted up the multiplayer. I was hooked. I could not get enough of it. I watched more Halo videos, I consumed more media, and even got some of, like, those Halo Mega Bloks figures. I have a Julum Dama figure. One of my favorite Halo characters, actually. I started playing Halo Infinite around Season 4, by the way, which is basically where Infinite started to be, like, a fully functioning game. Christmas rolled around. I got a Series X in January, and I played Halo Infinite's campaign. I thought it was amazing. I loved Halo Infinite's campaign. I don't know about you guys. I think the art style was back to the Bungie style. The core gameplay of Halo Infinite is just so buttery smooth. Like, it's... this might be a hot take. I think Halo Infinite has the best core multiplayer out of all of the Halo games. Sue me. Now, I've been continuously playing Halo throughout the year of 2024. I wasn't as big on it as I maybe was in the past, but I was still continuously playing it. And I joined Zanny's Halo Infinite Discord, HHM. I was there. I met some of my current gaming buddies. We've played tons of just matchmaking, custom games. I have fond memories of just goofing around in custom games, playing Infection, Husky Raid, whatever. That is my Halo experience at the time. September 4th, 2024. Yes, I looked up the exact day. It was the day I decided to play the other Halo campaigns. I had Game Pass, so I was like, you know what? Let me download the Master Chief Collection. So I booted up Halo Combat Evolved. One more time, I will say it. I have been waiting to play these games for half of my life. I was so ready. I booted up Combat Evolved. I beat it. It was amazing. I booted up Halo 2. I beat it, and it was even better than Combat Evolved. I did Halo 3. I loved it even more than Halo 2. I played ODST. I think it's incredible. I don't think it's better than Halo 3. I might put a picture of a tier list up. I played Halo Reach.
All I gotta say is that you better know what this is, or else I'm gonna come find you.
By the rings, this is too much. Oh my god, I love Reach. It is my favorite Halo game. The campaign, the multiplayer, the art style, the music, the levels, the characters, everything about Reach I loved. I did beat Halo 4 and 5, I was glad to have played them personally, but I don't think I'll be replaying them. Okay, for real this time. The point of what I'm talking about. I waited for half of my life to, in all honesty, get the shell of what once was like a gaming titan. Halo used to be what most people would load up daily, along with like other games. Obviously, you know, I've talked about like Call of Duty, right? But like Halo was one of the biggest games. Here is why I think Halo shouldn't die. You know that one track from Halo 3, Never Forget? I'm sure when you hear it, you just go back in time, right? It's like that Ratatouille gif with the food critic guy. You go back to all of your memories, getting that one kill streak, making that one joke, your Xbox party erupting with laughter. I want Halo to be like that. I want gaming to be like that again. Halo for me, before I played the Bungie games, is really core memories of Halo Infinite, like BTB and custom games, laughing, sharing moments, listening to music. I want so badly for the gaming landscape to be social again. I want Halo to be the gaming giant that it once was. People say like, oh, Halo is dead or it should die, so just let the memories be memories, or like 343 killed Halo and we should just move on. You know what I say to that? This might be stupid, I have no idea, but it's what I feel. I say that we should have the power as the player to straighten out our experiences to what we want, not what the developers or the executives want. This is the main crux. If you give up on what Halo used to be and what gaming used to be, then we as the player lose what made it so good in the first place. Halo Infinite, through the right leadership, has been brought up significantly since launch. Again, it lacks the social features that I would like, and obviously a player base. I'll try to be realistic here.
I don't believe it!
I don't think that's gonna change. I don't think this video will make much difference. I know that 343 or Halo Studios, whatever, has put everyone through the gutter. I know that many of you have given up on Halo entirely, but I don't want Halo to die, because I just discovered it. I just opened the Pandora's box of gaming, and I missed it. I want 10-year-old Jimmy or 40-year-old Fred,
They won't court-martial all of us, right?
to be able to experience what I just did. I don't want another, this is also gonna sound corny, I don't want another person on this planet who plays any amount of video games to not experience Halo for what it was and for what it could be. Never forget. How about we don't forget Halo? Let us as the Halo fans not let this culture die. Let's make sure as the fans that the next game has fully functioning on launch day one split screen, campaign co-op, forge, custom game browser, theater, a Slayer playlist. Good progression system, good earnable cosmetics. I want a narrative that adds on to Halo Infinite. I want there's some videos. I think Halo Xperia has made some videos about what Halo Infinite like had planned, especially with like how the multiplayer story would tie in before it got cut. So I want a narrative that adds on to Halo Infinite instead of another reboot. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe playable elites.
Do you do foot massages, Arbiter?
I'm a huge elites guy. I like them more than Spartans. I don't know if that's like a hot take. I like elites. Please, playable elites in the next game. Again, all these features functioning on day one. And the social features. Post-game Carnage report. Lobby chat. Map voting and vetoes. Game chat. A friend request button. An option to stay with your team and your opponents, or really just when the match ends, you stay with those people, and then if you want to leave, you have to. We can push past what was done and what was made and get something better. I want everyone to experience Halo. I want everyone in an Xbox party playing Halo. I want the social features back. I want the game to have everything on day one in working order. I want everyone to have fun. I want Halo to feel like Halo again. And most importantly, I want Halo to be alive. Fred, it's your lucky day. You're gonna be here at this, like, If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and hearing my side. Even if you disagree, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. I love Halo, I love these games, I love the community, and I hope this has at the very least inspired you to load up some Halo, play some games, make some friends. If you have a suggestion on anything you'd like me to talk about, let me know. I will have a Destiny and Call of Duty video out sometime soon, whenever I can. Please, please, please share this video with your friends. I'm trying to grow the channel. Send me out with a bang.